Welcome to Planet Pluto.
Bravo, bravo, bravo. Tango, tango, tango. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening, good people? Woo, 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 woo. I see it's halftime and the Browns is winning. Come on, y'all. Come on, Cleveland Browns now. If the Cleveland Browns, make it to the Super Bowl, I'm going to tell you right now, this going to be one crazy city. But for right now, we're just playing a game. I don't even know who we're playing against. Let me get. I'm so bootleg. Hold on. We're playing against the Jets, so the Browns are playing against the Jets, and I just looked at the score before I went live, and I said, well, I can't send any of our links to the customers because everybody is like, I love you and Cheryl, but I'm gonna tell you right now, we're watching the Browns. So it's okay, y'all. It's okay. The show must go on. Welcome to another lovely episode of Planet Pluto Pseudo. We hope you have landed your mothership over here on Planet Pluto Pseudo, so we can reveal some facts. So it is me, your homegirl, Ladosha, Wright, a.k.a. Key Lo Lo and Cheryl. And then right over there, y'all know who it is. It's my PNC, my partner in cosmetology, the one and only Cheryl Morrow, a.k.a. the Hair Oracle. And we are very, very excited. Sure, we didn't somehow, some way, we have rocked the podcast all the way to the end of the year. I was like, I don't know how they gonna receive this. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't quite sure how the podcast was going to be, especially we already have one podcast, but we felt we had to do another podcast that's specifically for, licensed professionals. So this particular platform here on Planet Pluto Pseudo. If you are new, welcome. The podcast is specifically for licensed professionals, or if you are a hair lover, a hair aficionado. So this is where you're going to come and, get the truth, get the facts. And if we're wrong, check us, because we don't have any problem. We don't know everything. We just know what we know. And so, we just felt like, social media it's good, but in some ways it's very challenging to the beauty industry. I think a part of us just want to, just get on that YouTube and just choke the life out of the misinformation. But then on the other token, we want to show off our hair colors and our formulations. So we like it, but it's caused somewhat of a tilt here in the beauty industry, in as much that social media is somewhat responsible for the thought that the education in cosmetology should not be in a school. But you don't need to go to school. You could just go on Planet Pluto Pseudo and listen to Cheryl and Ladosha, and guess what? You're licensed, So that's proven to be very, very interesting. So we're here. I'm old. Y'all know how old people are. We hate change. Cheryl on the other token, she like, bring the change. Me, I still like books and paper. I like to sit in the class. She likes
I do too.
Yeah, no, you like. I don't like these apps. My son had to force me to get here on social media. Oh, and Google reviews. I miss the yellow pages. Does anybody come? Don't laugh. Come on, Cheryl. You stack the books up, and I just, I miss the yellow pages and the white pages. So now nobody's doing that anymore. And nobody's even using Google now. I hear anything you want to know, you got to go over to TikTok. So TikTok is the new Google. And YouTube, nobody watches TV anymore. Everybody's right here on YouTube because they're just sick of, the media. They're tired of all those commercials and what they call it, fake news, whatever. So social media is good. But for the beauty industry, it's been very, challenging for us and how we can use this. And so our platform, we're here to do just that. But now let me just show you. We have someone. Now remember, Cheryl and I, we talked about this last week. We said our goal on this platform, when we get in our motherships and we blast off and we come over here to this new planet Pluto Pseudo, our goal is really not to try to convince people and make people think like we think and all that kind of stuff. It's just a healthy dialogue. But we have our one dear friend here. Well, she's a foe. I don't know. I don't even know if it's a guy or a girl. Let me see if I can show. Can I show it? There it is. What's up, boss? Let me just read this out. I know you guys can't. That's right. Drop them L's in the chat. What's up, boss? How you doing? How you doing? Everybody come on through. We see you guys. Like I said, folks in Cleveland is like, we'll catch you guys later. But anyhow, wherever you are from around the world or right here in the nation, again, welcome to Planet Pluto Pseudo. So here's what Corey Baker. Corey Baker does not like that Cheryl and I, we are advocates. We formed a coalition of professionals, and we're saying that we believe. Now, we could be wrong, but we just, you got to stand up for what you believe. We sucker free up in here, right? And so we believe that the claims that the relaxer caused cancer is not true. So Corey has been in the chat just chewing my ass up, okay? But it's okay. I'm cool with this. When you're a hairstylist, we get cussed out daily. Nobody gets grilled like a hairstylist, So Corey, I don't know if it's a girl or a guy. And so this person says, I really hate this show. And what it's about, Black women will get justice. God is good. And y'all not stopping nothing. Just out here making a bunch of noise.
Okay. All right.
She spoke her piece. And that's what it's about. Sometimes you just ain't going to like what we have to say. And you know what, Miss Baker or Mr. Baker, we respect you. And if you feel comfortable enough to get on here and check us, we know you one of us. We want you to do that. Me and Cheryl don't always agree. Y'all should hear me and Cheryl. Cheryl be like, now, wait a minute. Hold on. I'll be like, Cheryl. You don't always agree. You know what I'm saying? You got to agree to disagree. And so YouTube was like, did I want us to take that down? No, we don't want to take it down.
No. Hell no. Because one of the things.
What do you think about people?
Because one of the things.
Let me show this while you make a comment. Go ahead.
Right. Because one of the things, Mr. or Mrs. C. Baker, I'm glad you are provoked enough to believe that a white woman is going to do a study about your uterus. And whenever Black folks trust that white folks going to come save you from other Black people, think again. Always follow the money. And whatever you say and however you feel, it's fine with me. But at the end of the day, true God justice, true justice is never through a lie. And so if that's what you believe and you want money and you think God's going to bring you money through justice or justice through money, fine. You have your opinion and I welcome you here. And as you hear critical thought and critical thinking, and just today, and you can check it, In Style magazine online said the best Brazilian blowout or Brazilian treatment. So they are still knowing that those two particular products are based in formaldehyde, which is originally what they were after. And so they're still promoting it, knowing that formaldehyde has a carcinogenic indication, and they're
Right.
still promoting it
It's all good.
while they're vilifying you for having no ingredient that has a carcinogenic. So you think about that. And whatever justice you feel, fine. But I'm not letting it happen. So you can hate it, love it, whatever the case may be. So welcome to the podcast.
So here's what Cheryl is talking about in Style Magazine. What a keratin treatment, a complete breakdown of how it transforms hair. Now all of a sudden, keratin treatments are for Black women. Miss Corey or Mr. Corey. Again, welcome.
And wait a minute. When you read the story, they are promoting the formaldehyde.
Oh, I got it. Okay.
And they put your face on it.
Woo, this is gonna be
Black folks, you gonna get critical if it's the last thing that saves your life. You're not gonna be dumb on this podcast.
Now on this podcast, remember, I think we are in our 19th episode of Planet Pluto Pseudo. Tonight, we are talking about lies that hurt the barber and beauty industry. We're going to give a couple of shout outs. What's up, LB? Everyone is coming through. The Browns are playing, so it's kind of slow. Whoop, 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 whoop. But that's okay. Who's here? Who's here? Arnisa, what's up, Miss Barnwell, season's greeting. Hello, Miss Esther. Theo, what's up, cutie pie? How you doing? My boss, Lavina, is in the chat. And so, again, we welcome you guys. And we're starting the podcast off with number one. We're just excited that you all are here. And we've actually made it through a year. And so we're very appreciative because we were just kind of, I don't know how this is going to work out. But so far, we're doing pretty good. But I just want to make sure that, again, everyone understands. Our goal is not to like put down people, make you, come along with the go along and all this, that, and the third. We have a person who's been following us. We don't know if it's a guy or a girl. Again, Corey Baker, could be a girl or a guy. And they just hate this show. And they can't stand it. And what it's about, when it comes to Black women. And they're like, Black women going to get their justice because God is good. And Cheryl and Ladosha, y'all ain't stopping Jack Ruby up in here. And we just making a whole bunch of noise because this person, and then they really think, Cheryl, that you're the maker of the relaxer and all you want, you just want some money. You know what I'm saying? And Cheryl, you said to what that again?
At the end of the day, people don't do things for free, madam or mister.
I know I don't.
So at the end of the day, there's people who make aftershave. There's people who make shaving cream. Shaving cream has more alcohol and toxic chemicals. And how many times do Black men or white men or any men shave? They shave about 3 times a week, right? 3 to 4 times. That's a lot of toxic exposure. But here we go again. Everybody wants to control and data mine Black women, their buying habits, their information. At the end of the day, doggone well, whatever they're selling you on those relaxer lawsuit advertisements, they only want your information.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, people.
They don't. Right. So I mean, whatever the case may be, Black
folks, all good.
Black folks Black folks' ice ain't never been as cold as white folks, so it don't
Right.
make it.
Ooh, you just stank on you tonight. Did you hear that? Black folks' ice ain't never as cold as white folks. Okay, I ain't heard that for sure. You got some pimpalicious language going on. And like you said, Miss Esther, you're right. People willingly smoke cigarettes every day. So again, we're here to really give you guys some good information. And like Cheryl said, let's enhance that critical thinking and let's give you something to think about and let's not go along with the status quo. I think people are like kind of reading in between the lines, but this is a very hard talking about Black people's hair is very, very hard for a lot of reasons. And so, we're here to, give you guys something to really munch on, hopefully empower you. So at the table, you can have a really good conversation. And then, like we said, if we're wrong, guess what? We're wrong. It won't be the first time. It won't be the first time. So let's hop right into the topic again tonight. We're talking about the top 5 lies that hurts the barber and beauty industry. And these lies are generated by the most watched podcast, right here on Planet Pluto Pseudo. So all I did was I went through which ones are you guys watching the most and said, oh, these are the ones that you guys are saying this pseudo stuff is really hurting the barber and beauty industry. But before we do it, we got to get real. So y'all ready to get real? I got some good get reals here. So today we are going to get real by getting real slick. Are you ready for this one, Cheryl? Because Cheryl, like, what you gonna have today, Ladosha? So let's get real slick. Here we go. You guys are gonna like this one. It's a little over a minute, but here we go.
So, oh my god. Okay, here we go. I like to press down really hard so it gets like connected to my scalp. And that way later after warm up, I don't have to put on anymore. Okay. Gonna get the bag. This is the glossy part. This is what's gonna make it look like shellac.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
All right now, she got that ponytail. Hey, you remember that Knox gelatin? Y'all, come on. I know I ain't the only one. Y'all remember that Knox? My mama used to do it. Come on, don't let me be the only one. So your mama used to suck her nails in that Knox gelatin. My mom used to have me sucking my nails in the Knox gelatin. And it's supposed to make your neck. Y'all remember that? Come on. I know I'm old, but back in the day, they used to have this little box. It was called Knox, and you put the hot water in it, and it would be gelatinous. You would whip it up, and you would soak your nails in this stuff, baby. So apparently, I looked this up. I don't want y'all to think I'm just hating on the young lady. So I know what y'all thinking. That's right. Come on, Esther. I like you, Esther. Come on. So apparently, swimmers, those look at Cheryl can't stop. So before I tell y'all what Esther, because y'all can see Esther in the chat. Cheryl, your mama ain't soak her nails in no jello, the Knox gelatin. Anybody, what's up, Theo? Come on, don't let me be the only one. Lawana, Some of y'all, anybody in the chat, anybody mama ever soaked the nails in the this is a real lived, this was a beauty like hack. If you wanted strong nails, you soak them in that gelatin stuff, and it was supposed to make your nails very hard. But like Esther said, so that video, you know, get real with that slick. What happens is that this is going to harden, and so those synchronized swimmers, you ever wonder how their hair doesn't, you know, come loose in the pool? So apparently this is what they put on their hair so that they can, you know, swim underwater, and then their hair will stay put. Now, I don't know if that will work on Afro hair. So please, don't y'all put that stuff on y'all hair. Now, you can suck your fingernails, but please.
I mean, but what would be the purpose if you're
well, you know, you want to look cute underwater. So the what are they called? The synchronized, what are those women called?
I mean, I get that.
Okay.
I get that. So why would anyone else be wearing it?
To hold that pony, that stuff. Let me tell you something. That knocks. I'm telling y'all, I know. Esther, you must know. LaWanda, you probably don't know, Theo, but that knocks, that stuff, it turns like a brick for real. My mom, we used to soak our nails, and when you take it would be all thick, and your nails would be like, oh. I mean, like you could stab somebody. That was like weapons of mass destruction. So that I know that it does get hard. So and so supposedly, you know, so I don't know how long.
I know, but what would be the purpose? I'm still trying.
Because the ponytail can stay neat while they're wet. You know, I don't know, because I would think once it gets wet, it would just come off. But I'm from the hood. And we put we wore swimming caps, so I don't know. That's not my lane. You know, so that's
I know, but what would be the purpose for a layman person to use it?
It's gonna hold, and it's gonna be like you're gonna have you know, it will. But please, y'all, please don't try it. Please don't try it. Okay, so Shirley,
so it holds.
It's gonna hold. It's gonna harden, baby. You think that glue, that girl got stuck in that glue? You put that knox on that, Gina. You gonna be like ting, 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 ting. So we got that get real. So now we're gonna get real straight. You guys gonna love this movie. Let's get real straight. Here we go.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Now, that's that keratin. Yeah, I'm taking a pot shot at the keratin and every chance I can get. That is that keratin. And they got the whole, you know, they were making fun out of all what it takes to get that hair straightened with that keratin. So, yeah, so that's really funny. And then we have one more before we hop into the topic. So that was get real straight. Now we're going to get real confused. All right. You ready to get real confused, Cheryl? Let's get real confused. Here we go, guys.
I threw so much of a massage. I threw so I threw so much of a massage. I threw so I threw so much of a massage. Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
All right, it's time to go. Come, Cheryl. Ni hao. It's time to go. Did y'all see the baby girl? Like, hey. I ain't that kind of. That little girl was like, hey. I'm a human. Don't you lick me. Don't be touching on me like that. He asked her, how much you charge for that? She said 100 yun. And I looked that up. That converts into, that's a $15 hairstyle.
Oh my
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go.
And this is like 2023 where you got this stuff?
Yeah, this is today. I get my coworker. A big shout out to Latifah. She sent me that last one, but I go on TikTok. TikTok, I'm telling y'all, TikTok is off the Richter scale. So they capture all types of cool stuff. So she said it's the treatment that straightens the hair or the excessive heat. Oh yeah. So so that's that keratin treatment though. That's what they were doing. They were just making fun of the keratin treatment. So so here we go. We're gonna hop into our wonderful topic. Tonight is all about lies that hurts the barber and beauty industry. Now, again, if you are a licensed professional, you're going to love these here. Also, if you're a hair lover and you're wondering, what's happening in the beauty industry, what's compromising it, tonight we're going to talk about that. But I want you guys to remember from now on, as you rock it out with us, every month, what's going to happen is Cheryl and we're going to post a schedule. I got it better this time. Look at that. There we go. So this year, the theme for us was all about understanding. So 2023 was the year of understanding. 2024 is going to be about the truth. It's time for Cheryl and I to take some of these truths and, and just really reveal them to you guys. So you're going to see this. I'll post it up so you guys can see what's happening from week to week on both platforms. We're going to start off when we come back on New Year's Day. If you're hungover, just wake your drunk butts up because we'll be back here New Year's Day. And we're going to talk about the history of race. Then we're going to come back the following, and we're going to talk about the economic cost of race. And we talk about race used in branding, the high cost of inequality, race used to sell hair care products. What else could we use, Cheryl, besides race? Because we don't like that word race. So is there another word we can use? We're going to talk about cosmetology reimagined and how consumers can make a difference. So the black represents the dumbest shit that people say about black hair, like race. And the green, because it's money, represents planet Pluto pseudo. So I will put it all up on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, so you can see this. So now we have a schedule. Our book of the month is going to be Birth of a White Nation. We going there today. Our book of the month, and I hope you guys have got it, is Style and Status, Selling Beauty to African American Women, 1920 through 1975 by Susanna Walker. Outstanding book. So we're still going to rock with our book of the month. So we're going to get really heavy next month. So don't come weak now, because we gonna get that race. Cheryl's going to get it. Get us together about race. It's going to be hard because we are kind of stuck on race. So let's do a countdown. Dr. Morrow gets a mention on page 188. Hot damn. Damn. Come on through, Esther. Hold on, because y'all know we gonna find that out, okay? So Dr. Morrow gets to mention on page 188, and I'll make sure I find that. Thank you so very much. I keep telling y'all, this is America's favorite podcast about hair for licensed professionals, and this is what we do, this kind of stuff right here. You can download the book, or you can buy the book. Of course, we love for everybody to support their local, beauty, bookstores if you can. Of course, you can buy it online. Mine is downloadable. So I have the ebook. But this is it right here. Style and Status. I don't know if Esther has, well, she must have the book because she said page 188. But you can download this book. It's very affordable, and it's a fun read. It's a page turner. It's not boring, even though it's historical stuff. It's a very fun read. I promise you. And if your goal is maybe to write a book or do a podcast or just up your game in the industry, you should probably have this book. As a matter of fact, all the books that we're gonna show you guys, you want to add these to your own library, put them in your businesses, in your home, so people can see what your school of thought is. So I think these books are good. So let's get into the topic. We're going to do a countdown here on these issues here, these lies that's hurting the industry. And of course, I have some clips of Cheryl and I talking just to make sure we can move that conversation along. And we're going to do a countdown, working our way up to number 1. So number 5, what's the lie that's hurting the beauty industry? Number 5 is the low educational requirements. I know a lot of people out here are just anti, no, we do not need to go to school. The Department of Institute for Justice is really, they're not for the licensing part. They say they're not anti-education, but I kind of fight with them on that. So here's what Cheryl had to say about low educational requirements.
Cosmetology is heavy sanitation, rules and regs, and infectious diseases and things of that nature. Just imagine if cosmetology accreditation or school or teaching the artistic science in beauty, what would an African, that we would put in probably cleaning, but it would not be drenched in sanitation and infection. It would be more artistic and science.
All right. So Cheryl, here's what's hurting the industry. These are the lies, that it doesn't need any education. And you kind of saw it from another angle, that if we, that the focus, what's the challenge with the focus primarily being public safety and sanitation?
I think that the cosmetology, now that we have moved forward from that particular podcast, it's interesting that the cosmetologist doesn't have a state partner in supporting our forwardness in chemistry and chemical knowledge. We don't have an education partner. The Board of Cosmetology does not really promote education. They promote training. And so we're kind of fighting out here by ourselves. And we probably, we've said it before, we need another organization. We don't have any support that is going to explain to the legislative body, to the state board, to the industry. We just have classes and courses attached to product. And that is kind of a conflict of interest. We don't have a board or organization or an association that keeps us sharp, keeps us current, to keep us revisiting very strong traditional principles that always stay the same. But we don't have any checks and balances that would be in terms of peers.
I think that's very interesting that you would say that, because I went online just to kind of see what are the trends, in the beauty industry. And so what came up, this is what they see for 2024. They're predicting they're predicting marketing, They say that also technology by way of formulation, personalized hair care. They also see marketing being more personalized. And then they said men and just a little bit more uptick on subscription. Now, this is the trend that they see for the beauty industry. And ironically, you're saying that it's not matching up, right?
Mhm.
So I said, well, what are the schools saying? What
Mm.
are cosmetology schools are they saying? What do they say about the trends? What's going to happen for 2024 in the education of cosmetology? Number one, sustainability. Number two, texture. Number three, nail art to be more abstract. Four, they're looking at more passion behind it from education and collaboration. And so I was like, wow. And here you're saying that it continues to be a disconnect between what manufacturers are saying that they see the trend and the school has something totally different. So how is that possible, Cheryl?
It's possible because there's no governing body or association or organization that meets in the middle, that this particular organization communicates to the manufacturers and we tell the manufacturers what we want. Case in point, let's just say the fashion industry. The fashion industry has links, but there's a central um, um, trade board. I think it's called the Council of Fashion Designers America. They keep and hold the feet of to everyone's feet to the fire, which is organizational, um, and collegiate, the actual schools like Pratt and FIT, right?
Right?
They hold their feet to the fire, and everybody is running a smooth pipeline. Black hair care, which is what it's really been the anchor of our industrial complex, it just has a lot of broken links.
Hmm.
And because of the lack of organization, we're allowing the Y2K generation to kind of lead here. And black hair care that we talk about is more legacy and historic. Okay.
Hmm.
And somehow in the minds of um, black people, they think the white connection of white companies buying black hair care companies, they see them as the other and this juggernaut and this corporate and this white feel of it, and don't realize that black hair care is black ownership and black. They don't see it. They see Y2K as black founders, and then they're in Target and they're in and then Walmart, right? And Whole Foods and other. Then they see black hair care as legacy and historic and old and antiquated. And then they see these white companies that bought some of the legacy black brands. They see them as the enemy.
Uh,
And then of course education never gets addressed.
wow.
You don't have a state partner.
Right.
State licensing is only to get you through a set of rules and regulations to make sure and to make sure that you maintain them. They're not responsible of getting information and education and chemistry and sound principles and science and anatomy and scalp and hair loss. They're not there for that. And so we
Wow.
don't, there's a lot of
No,
gaps in
that's pretty sad. But so Esther, she kind of agrees with you. She says so we have to create it, right?
absolute.
And this is why we hosted the Afro Hair Summit. We're going to do it again in 2024 because we have to do it. For in my mind, I kind of thought it was happening, but once I met Cheryl, I realized I don't know shit. You know, I'm like, dang, I need to get some more education. So there we have that. That's number five. For number four, this is again we're talking about what are the lies that's really hurting our industry. It's preventing us from being able to really meet the needs of what consumers are looking for either when they come in and buy a product or get a service. So number 4, we came in with insisting that hair absorbs water. This is the lie that's going to kill our industry if we just keep pushing this lie. And so Cheryl had this to say about the lie, number 4, that's hurting our industry.
Protein has a dictation and indication of characteristics and how it behaves with the ecosystem. Period. And end of story. Protein is fibrous. It's phobic. It does not accept water.
Why can't the beauty industry accept that hair is hydrophobic? Why are we just going to continue? I mean, it's 2024 and it's not working because y'all rock with me on this one. It's 2024. We have all these new products, all these new tools. And when you ask Black women how do they feel about their hair, they're still what? Frustrated. So what can we do as an industry with this hair absorbing? I know we've totally removed it from our lexicon. We don't say it. We admit we were wrong. We admit it. We don't say that anymore. But what can I don't know if barbers has this as an issue, but for sure the beauty industry, the licensed professional world, because they've bought it, they've drank the red Kool-Aid, and they keep selling it. So how? It's a lie. It's hurting them.
I think the reason why I think it begins to keep being an issue is because we don't have, well, and it goes also into the education conversation. We have not created new language.
Oh.
And so when you don't have other phrases and other words and other terms and to move our brains to another place, because when I start using other words in class, if I replace it with something, then your mind goes to another place and then you can place it. Let's just say when we talk about wool versus spandex, which is, you know what I mean, synthetic, or you go to cotton versus how silk and linen, right?
Right.
And we know that cellulose, like fibers, we know that a deer antler that's going to float on top of water. We know that water is not going to go in that. We know how you treat wood. We know common things that don't apply, but when it applies to hair, it's been said wrong so many times, right? And I think that we probably have never explained absorbent versus penetration. And so we don't understand why chemicals penetrate, right? And then water is absorbed. So we have a really misunderstanding.
Okay, now Esther is saying something that I'm just not gonna believe this, Esther, but I'm gonna put it on up here now. So Esther says you are literally the only two stylists online with this knowledge. Come on. It's got to be. It's gotta be. Does anybody in the chat know of any other licensed professionals, retired? They could be maybe your old teacher, Miss Jones, who teaches and promotes the fact. Remember, this is not an opinion, right, Cheryl? That hair is hydrophobic. So They had to tell like, nope, true.
Well,
Cheryl.
but no one has ever cut hair and the hair water came out of it.
Sure, you'll be stinging. That's what's wrong. You just make it. You the sting that stung Yamaguchi Fu Young. You gotta be old school to know about that verse. The sting that stung Yamaguchi Fu Young. He bit the number enemy. He really got hung. His rep was getting thicker than the pregnant toad. That was the coldest verse of Public Enemy. Cheryl, that's the sting that stung Yamaguchi Fu Young. When you cut the hair, the water doesn't come out. But what about when you squeeze it though? Like when I wet my hair and I squeeze
that's another thing. See, wet is not absorbent. Wet means that something was wet and it went inside and it's no longer wet.
This is like a riddle. You do know this, right? I mean, because
you already know, in order for a sponge to absorb, the water went somewhere. The sponge is no longer, water evaporates eventually. It's not there, but it doesn't go inside. When water evaporates, it didn't go anywhere. It changed form. It changed into a crystal or a powder, or it doesn't travel inside the Tupperware. It doesn't travel.
Okay, so Theo, what's up? I see you here, Savant. So Theo say, well, what about porosity?
Right. Porosity is caused by a chemical reaction, which means that you have changed the layer and now it's permeable. But it had to have a chemical treatment in order for it to do that. Hair in a natural state does not have a porosity yet. Once you chemically and metabolically or chemically make it downgrade or upgrade, either you downgrade the status or you upgrade the status, but then it has a porosity, but it has a chemical porosity. It doesn't have a genetic porosity.
All right. Okay. Shan, like, see, okay. That's the fourth lie that's going to continue to hurt the industry.
But one thing I want to make clear.
Okay. Come on.
When you weave a fabric together, and now that I have a cotton shirt, now if I were to put a droplet on this, it means that it has been woven. Then the water seeps through the holes in the weave. You can't say that, well, a cotton shirt, you get some water on it and it goes through it. Yeah, that's because it's permeable. But the fiber in and of itself is not. It's cellulose. It's either it's a fiber. It's keratin. Keratin is supposed to be like feathers and deer antlers and whiskers and fur hair. Those things in and of themselves are supposed to keep water out. It's supposed to.
All right. Whiskers. Okay, I can see it.
What would you put up there?
Hair Savant said that makes a lot of sense. Everybody is like they get it. But Shan has one question. He says, well, if water can't penetrate the hair, can it penetrate the scalp though? Can the water like get into your scalp?
Yeah, but the scalp has pores. Things come out. They don't go in. The scalp.
So when it comes back to that relaxer going in, it's not a medicine. Relaxer
the scalp only has ducts, pores, things come out, glands, things come out. They don't have a mechanism where something is sucked in.
Okay.
It
All
may
right.
you may have a pore or an indent or enlarged pores, but they're not made for things to go inside them.
All right, guys. We
It's
got to
made for
stop
things to
it.
come out.
In 2024, you know what? If you partner with us right now, all and to help change the narrative about this lie that's hurting the industry, that hair is absorbent, you know what? You can help make a big difference. But if you ain't ready to talk about it right now, you can do this. All you got to do is this right now. Make it happen.
Pampa me on, pampa me on.
All right, Cheryl says just hit that thumbs up button. I hope the Browns are still winning. We're going to go into number 3, the third lie that's hurting the beauty industry. And this one was about not understanding hair color. This is the lie that's hurting the beauty industry. Understand that when first of all, gray hair is a hair disorder. I think a lot
Yeah.
of people don't know that. So remember, this is America's favorite podcast for licensed barbers, cosmetologists, and your hair aficionados. So this content will either validate what you already know, or it will bring some insight. So remember, we're not here to like put you down. We just want to help us all get through this together. So your hair loses pigment in various phases, up until the point where it's actually white. Okay. And then Shar just pointed out that the white hair can't really do anything else with the color. The only thing it can do is grab on to
To
those.
one of the least low level energetic color in the color spectrum, and that's
And,
yellow.
all right. So here is a lie that's hurting the beauty industry, is that we're just not taking the time to understand color, the different types of colors that does different things, and also understanding hair. So if this is your lane, Charlotte and I, we encourage you, get some education in coloring. And it's not going to happen in one training. I'm just going to be honest. And what do you say, Cheryl, to people who are like, I would do color, but you know what? You just, what if I mess up? Like I want to do it, but I'm afraid. And this is why, I keep using terms like rinses. We got to stop using that word, like rinse. Stop saying that, y'all. So please, for the love of hair coloring, stop calling hair color rinse. I know. Come on, Harris Devine. Can I get an amen, Theo? Come on, can I get an amen? But what do you say to people who are afraid to do this thing called hair coloring?
To get a color mentor, because it's not one class. It is a consistent art form, and to get with someone like yourself, Ladosha,
And
and
why mentor and not just straight education?
because there's going to be issues that are not going to be covered by classes and courses, and you're going to need a peer professional to get you out of some of the nuances that you're going to find yourself in, because color is just not straight principles. You're going to have to make your way and to adjust and to be able to it's about, like an attending physician. Sometimes attending physicians got years of experience, and they're going to know what to do, shortcuts and little tricks and little things that you're just not going to pick up in a course. So, and you
And,
need to call, and you may need to call them up while you got a situation in front of you. They can give you much more professional advice and guidance. That's where expertise meets layman.
yeah.
Definitely in the
Theo, I appreciate your comment, and you are right. Experience is needed.
Absolutely.
I know, so like when I go to cosmetology schools, and I'll ask the students, well, who do you admire in the industry? Who do you really look up to? Do you like a lot of them are just like nobody, you know? I like myself, and I'm like, read the ticker, guys. You're gonna need a mentor.
Yeah.
A mentor.
If nothing shows you that, color does.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna be real petty because y'all know I'm from the hood, right? Get a little projectish for y'all tonight. You know what I'm saying? Let me flip my hat. Since you like my hat, let me turn it this way. All right, I'm gonna get a little projectish on you. Now, if you get with a mentor, you're gonna save some money because a mentor is not gonna charge you. So you can go to a mentor and use all their products. You get to stand next to them and pass the foil. They invite you in. So if you don't understand color, and I took a lot of classes and I was like, what the hell did I just pay for? It happens. You're not gonna get it overnight, but you get that mentor and you're gonna save some money. You'll get that one-on-one. Some mentors will even let you bring in an actual customer and show you how to do it. I know you don't think they exist, but mentors do exist in the industry. Cheryl is my mentor. She's my friend, but we get stuff at the hair. We be like, Cheryl, what we supposed to do next? You can't know everything. You're just not. It's just not going to happen. So that's the lie. It's hurting the industry, and you can't. As my best friend Chill would say, you can't cook it up. You got to go to school and look it up and learn the hair coloring, because the lies that we're hearing about hair coloring, like, well, I just put a rinse on it, and the rinse is safer. Is the rinse safer than permanent color, Cheryl?
Well, put it this way. What makes something permanent versus what makes something temporary, and that is chemical. You're going to have a chemical reaction, and you're going to have to take something out, or you're going to have to deposit something. A rinse is a stain. However, most people who want to use rinses are usually people who are, in my opinion, very neglectful of certain principles. So,
I just want to second that notion, okay? Right. I just want to second that, okay? So what about people using high lift color versus bleach to go blonde? All right, that's a good question. All right.
What about people are using high lift color?
Like a level 8, 9, or 10, or anything that's considered a level 6 and above is high lift, okay? Versus bleach to go blonde.
Well, let me say this. Like I said before, regardless if it's high lift or if it's bleach, taking out pigment is extremely taxing. You're downgrading the hair. Then you are re-putting something in. The process of taking, especially if your hair is dark, just the process of having to take that pigment out, killing color pigment cells, that's what you're doing, is taxing. You're downgrading it. But if you're already light haired, and then you are depositing just something just to give it tone or whatever the case may be, then you're adding something to it. But high lift color, you especially of where you're starting, if your hair's already in a natural state, it just and I'm not anti chemical process or either way, but long as you understand the process of downgrade and upgrade.
Come on, say it.
Long as you understand that.
Say it.
That is your choice.
When people come to the salon, right? I took my little hat off, and they'll see my hair, right? And Oh, I want that color. Oh, I want that color. Now, my brother's in the chat and he'll tell you, I tell him the truth now. It's a drug.
Yeah, it is.
I'm saying, it's not the healthiest thing for your hair. It's not. You are going to compromise your fabric. So, with that being said, if you don't have money and you don't have time, please, I don't care if it's a rinse, a demi, a semi, a henna, a herna, whatever y'all want.
Or high lift color that has
High lift bleach. I'm
It-
telling you right now, if you don't have the time and the money to continue to put that in, do not put this stuff in your hair. It's not for people. If you're asking yourself how much, don't put this stuff in your hair because you are compromising your hair severely. Severely. I don't care if it's coming out of, listen, they got high lift in a tube that'll take it, baby. Let me tell you something. Don't let the tube fool you now.
Right.
This is America. They gonna try to get your money, baby. So hair coloring is to hair what plastic surgery is, and veneers and all this stuff. Very superficial, very high maintenance. No such thing as affordable. I have no proof. Maybe Cheryl can answer this before we move on. Is the stuff in the grocery store different from what we use in the salon? I say not. So it doesn't matter if you're doing it over the counter or if you're paying someone. The only difference between having a licensed, educated, and advanced trained person is what Theo is saying. He's saying that you have to have all of this education. So you could do it at home. And, with the luck of the dragon, or maybe you just got it like that, you can make it happen. But you'll increase the likelihood of having better results if you have someone who's trained and educated. But
and
I don't know.
Much more increased. Much more. We're not talking about just a little, just a chance better with the professional.
Oh, exponentially. If you come see me, I'm going to hook you up. If you go see your cousin, I don't know. But as far as, is it a difference between what we use in the salon and in the
well, put it this way. Let's say you're running late. You got to get to a party. You forgot you supposed to bring champagne. And you should go to your favorite champagne liquor store. And all you have is Rite Aid. And they got 6 or 7 different champagnes. You're going to not get champagne because you can't go to your regular champagne store and buy a $50 bottle of champagne. You're going to go to the store and get a $19.99, $15 bottle of champagne. And don't walk through the door without a goddamn gift in your hand.
Yeah, I be getting that flip-flop. I get that flip-flop wine. I ain't ashamed to say it, baby. I'll bring it to the party.
That's basically the difference in the grocery store and then really buying color by people who do color. And they are professional and they're brands and they're a little pricier because they take a little, use a little more upgrade ingredients,
right?
Use more expensive dyes for their selective,
right.
And that is what they do as a manufacturer. Mm-hmm. They stay in there. So
you know what I say to my guests, and we're going to move on to the next one, and I hope you guys can appreciate it. Hair care products, they're like cars, automobiles. Mm-hmm. Okay, all of them, from an Aston Martin to a hoopty. They got, 4 windows, the steering wheel and all of that. Okay. The question is, how do you want to arrive? Now, some people want to do the Fred Flintstone, put your feet in the bottom and just get there. You know what I'm saying? And then some people, they want them doors to open up, Lamborghini thirsty, you know what I'm saying? And they just want to get there. They want the vacuum opinion and all. So it varies. So it doesn't matter. I mean, I've seen great color with stuff out of Sally's, out of, but it just depends on the fabric. And I think this is where Theo is going, and Cheryl, it's all about the quality. Mm-hmm. Or you can look at it like liquor. You know, brass monkey gonna get you geek just like what? Don't bury on. It just depends on. And I'm not saying I know anything about brass monkey, that funky monkey. I'm just saying.
Right.
So keep it simple, guys, and understand. And you know, Theo is in the chat dropping mad knowledge. So I would just tell everybody, if you are in the greater San Diego area, or if you can hop a flight, that's a man you want to go and see. Now, I follow Theo for real talk, real talk. He like me. We don't use them filters. We do real hair on real people in real life. When Cheryl came to Cleveland and she rocked at the Reverence Design Team Hair Salon, and we did those training, we didn't. I had bought mannequins. Cheryl was like, "No, give me a real head of hair." And she didn't just, she pulled the instructor from the school to demonstrate, you know, what was happening even with the instructor's hair, so that the instructor could learn at the same time. So we want you guys to understand that when it comes to that color, make sure you get the education. If you don't know, go to somebody. If you want that mentor, Theo, I ain't gonna put, that's what I'm talking about. I love Theo. I was just getting ready to say, I ain't gonna put your business out there. But there you go. I love it. Oh, yes, that's my guy. So there you go right there. Check him out. He's a real live, like that is why this is America's favorite podcast for licensed professionals. Right.
That's
And he's a very good friend of Cheryl. So you know Cheryl ain't gonna be messing around with no okie doke. What's up, Imani? I see you in the chat. All right, so here we go. We got number 2. So here's number 2. What's the number 2 thing that's hurting the beauty industry? You guys gonna love this one. It's not understanding the difference between toxic and organic and herbals and this and that. That's the number 2 thing. It's killing the beauty and barber industry because we just keep throwing these terms around. And here's what Cheryl had to say about that.
So which one do you want? So you got to be careful of what you guys believe to be organic, because organic does have some human hand in intervening nature. Okay, so all I'm saying is that just understanding corrosive versus caustic versus, you know, poison and versus toxic, because they don't all mean the same thing. Natural doesn't mean organic. Organic doesn't mean, you know, herbal, and herbal doesn't mean botanical. They're not the same thing.
There it is. That's the second lie that is killing the beauty industry, is that we swear up and down if it's organic, if it's natural, if it's herbal, if it has essential oils, it's better. And ye say what to that lie that continues to hurt the industry, that if it's synthetic, it's bad. You know, you got to go natural. It's got to be organic now.
I think Y2K has used more food ingredients in beauty probably than any other era. I do believe that their line of their reference is, if you can eat it, then it's natural, right? And
I didn't
you
know
know,
what I didn't know what they were doing.
and what is really fascinating, when you guys go to the doctor regarding food, what question do they always ask you before they give you any prescription?
Oh, they want to know what you've been eating, you know.
No, they ask you, do you have any food allergies?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right. Now, some people in the, you know, Afrocentric world would say, well, yeah, because of the, you know, pesticides. You know, I am more of the thought that there is just certain things, without getting into blood type, because I think you should eat your blood type. But there are some foods that are just your body doesn't gel with, cause indigestion, may cause heartburn, may cause itching, may cause, and then outright anaphylactic seizures.
Yeah, just die. Yeah.
Yeah, or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Or deadly, I should say deadly.
right, are fatal.
Fatal.
And so it is important for cosmetologists, in my opinion, to know certain adverse effects. And you can't know that if you don't understand organic versus natural, and natural versus herbal, and herbal versus botanical, and what is essential, what is fatty, what is you know what I mean, and what all those things are. Only because we do a patch test,
Right.
right?
I know in our salon, when we do our consultations, we ask that same question. Do you have any allergies? Some people don't know. And they do now, they don't teach a lot, but they do teach that in cosmetology school. You do the patch test inside, the fold of the arm, because you don't always know. And some people, they don't know, and you don't know, and until you put on, like, oh, shit, I'm allergic to this stuff. And so these are
And you know what? And let me ask you guys a question.
Go ahead.
When do they ask you to do a patch test? Because they don't ask you to do a patch test for everything. When do they tell you to do a patch test?
For color.
And why?
I think it's help me out, Theo. Is it the PP, the phenylene derivative tint? Some people are allergic to that particular ingredient. So they get swelling and hives and all that kinds of stuff.
Well, what I guess where I'm going after is that as professionals, do we think the dye is going into the bloodstream? No, I'm, I'm asking a question. Come on, professionals.
Does anybody think the dye is going into the bloodstream? I definitely don't think that.
Well, you don't. You do realize that you guys don't have professional patches.
Right, like those smoking patches.
You don't. They don't ever give you a color patch out of their packet, and you tear it open and you put it on. You just dabbing the shit on their skin, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, but let me ask you another question. But does most color ever get on the skin?
It depends on the technician. Some people, oh gosh.
But do you understand how antiquated that concept is? They don't give you a patch test for your hair, but they give you a patch, and it's really a little antiquated, because I don't think that. And here once again, I don't think the board of cosmetology have any colorist professionals on the board when they wrote that. I don't think that they're improving that concept. I don't think it has been improved in 60, 70 years. I don't think that they have even moved it forward, because it's not a professional test. You just wasting something. You just dropping it on to them.
Well,
You know what I mean?
some people do well though. Now I have seen some people have reactions on it. I have.
Well, no. It's not about the reaction or not, is what I'm questioning. My questioning is it's a dye.
Right.
It's the same thing as dyeing your clothes, and people who have reactions. That's not what I'm talking. I'm talking about the fact that it's not a patch.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you.
You know
The
what I'm
patch,
saying?
yeah, it's not the medicine patch. Okay, I got you.
The way we talk about it is like,
Right.
it's
Yeah.
almost like
Yeah. It seems like it's a little bit more higher. I got you. All right. Okay. All right. We coming down to the last one. All right, Hair Savant, you're gonna love this one. You're going to love this one. the number one lie, that's hurting the beauty and barber industry today, right now, is not understanding textured hair. This is it. That was our most viewed podcast here on Planet Pluto Pseudo. We got a lot of heat. The relaxer was running neck and neck, but that textured hair is a hot topic. And here's what Cheryl had to say about the dangers of not understanding textured hair.
Black people, curly-haired people, Afro curly-haired people. Curly hair is ubiquitous. It is so common that it is the blueprint of a human being. Straight hair is rare, not curly hair. So when you have education, information, doctrination, you have any text, any writings of any language, the linguistics must always create and support the narrative. We have to understand that people do not write and support and do not tell stories of people they don't care about. I was always taught they don't treat you right, they won't teach you right.
You hear that, hair savant? If they don't treat you right, baby, they won't teach you right. I hope you guys understand the power of the knowledge applied. We don't want you guys to just know in your mind about texture hair. This is why we're pushing so much on Afro hair science, because it's something that you need to apply. So as we wrap this up, why is learning more about texture hair beyond twists, coils, locks, color, why is it tantamount as we move into 2024 to the future? Why must we raise this bar on this education around textured hair if we want to make it better for our industry in 2024?
I think it's time for us to have the conversation that we can't continue to culturally style as a band-aid for what's missing in our innate understanding of the Afro spirit.
Oh, you're so fucking cold-blooded. This the Oracle, hair savant, unicorn, baby. Let me just.
You understand? I can't coil and kente knot over my void. We're gonna have to go a little deeper and get the essence of what Afroness means to us on the spirit level. Because the cultural conversation is akin to the racist conversation. And we're not moving forward. We just keep thinking I can lock over my void, my Afro void. In the true understanding, I can't style over it. And I can't keep talking about culture when I don't have the epitome of what the Afro essence on the spiritual level is about. And we keep wanting to style and Afro and Afro puff and kente knot and locks.
Braided.
It's just not working. Yeah. And you're just an empty vessel and you're void of the true spirit of what Afrocentricity is supposed to do for the African human being. But you keep wanting to just style over it. And as long as you're donning the style of the tribe or the style of the culture or style of a particular region in Africa or something that is cosmetically pleasing to you, We're just never understanding how we need to create the Afrophilia of it's supposed to do something to the solar plex. It's supposed to do something for us in our beingness. And so that's why understanding it is important, not just to cosmetically cover up what we just refuse to really understand. And maybe we haven't talked about it enough. Maybe, and that's one of the goals in 2024 for me, is to really write the Afrofuturistic second part to my dad's 400 years without a comb. We're living in the next saga. We're living in the age of Aquarius. We have to start knowing it and not just regurgitating it.
Wow, that is so powerful. I can't even I have no words beyond that, because I could feel that statement, because I live it daily in the hair salon. I fought it, passionately, on a state level here in the state of Ohio, even coming to San Diego, and just trying to really capture what's wrong, and I think the hairstyling, and I tried to do it in the documentary, by saying, is that all we just gonna keep doing, y'all? It's just what it looked like and how long it is. And, come on. When people come to the hair salon, they sick of that shit. They're sick of it. They don't even want to talk about that anymore. And we need, to Theo's point, we need educated technicians behind the chair to be on the pulse of what people are looking for. And they're not really coming to the hair salon or the barbershop, to be cute. That's just not why they're there. I mean, they pass so many other places to come to you. So it can't just be the hairstyle. But we have got to continue to have these conversations. And I know a lot of people are just like, yeah, shut the hell up. But we got to keep having them, because in her book, Susanna Walker, remember our book again is all about style and status. The old method of using beauty operator agents to sell products was out of date, Sullivan added. To companies like Lucky Heart and, of course, Avon continued to depend on sales agent. But in a trend that began in the 1920s and the 1930s, the beauty industry was increasingly focused on using media and advertising to promote sales in the stores. Now, we're talking about 1920. In 2023, ain't shit changed, y'all.
Yeah.
And it's not changed. The name of the book again. Thank you so much. I should have put the picture up. Thank you, Miss Luana. The name of the book again is, here we go, right here, is Style and Status: Selling Beauty to African American Women, 1920 through 1975, Miss Susanna Walker. And I'm telling you, that statement that Cheryl just made, that book, that's what she's trying to say to us. And this is, I mean, White Sister wrote this. And that we gotta do better, y'all. And this platform this is our goal, is to have these I don't know if these are tough conversations, Cheryl, but they are important. How about we say that? These are important conversations. So when we come back next year, it'll be 2024, and we're going to kick off the year of the truth. And we're going to be over on the other podcast, the dumbest shit that people say about Black hair. We're going to kick off the new year on the truth about race. When we come back over to Planet Pluto Pseudo, we're going to go ahead on and we're going to jump into the economic cost. So I hope you guys can see how Shirley and I are going to rock the truth. The truth over here and that dumb shit y'all saying. And then professionally, we're going to bust them truths up in 2024. The truths, they coming. And then over here on the professional side, how can we be of assistance to be problem solvers and use that truth responsibly? We don't want to exploit it with stuff like these lies that we just went over. So when we come back here, we're going to talk about what's the cost of this thing called race. How is it costing us in the beauty industry? So get ready. The book of the month, again, is going to be Birth of a White Nation by Jacqueline Bachelora. Birth of a White Nation. What's this man's name? You were on his show, your friend, Felix. No. What's his name? Not Felix. Oh, I see him.
Dr.
Yes.
Philip Shockley or something.
Yes. I used to consume him up, like inject me. And so this is how I first heard about this book. And I heard this woman on his channel. And that's maybe we'll see if I can find a clip with her on his show. It's called Birth of a White Nation. And she's going to tell you how this term white people got started, because we got to cut this nonsense out. So you guys get ready. We appreciate you all so very much. Again, happy New Year. We're just really looking forward to you guys rocking it out with us. And you know what we say when we are signing out. All right, everybody. You ready, Luana? You ready, Hair Savant? Are you ready, Miss Esther, my big brother Shan, and Theo, and everybody else, my boss Lavina, everybody in the chat? You know what we say when we leave here? Good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better and your better is best. And by the way, I think the Browns won. Woo, 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 woo. All right, guys. Happy New Year. And we appreciate you so much.